Hey everybody, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery, and today we've got Michael Bose on from Viper Tools. Michael's a friend of Semantic Mastery and me as well, and has been for many years. And he's been working for months on this upgraded version of Viper Tools for CTR manipulation, but something that I've been requesting from Michael for many months now, which is referral-based traffic through what he's calling the Kraken, which I'm going to give it to Michael and let him kind of describe everything. But this is like a multi-stepped CTR app that he built so that you can send referral, because that's been my favorite way to do CTR manipulation is through referral traffic, well, branded search and clicks, and then referral traffic. And I've had to use other tools and services over the last, a lot of this year, because it was very difficult to set up referral-based traffic campaigns through the original Viper Tools. You had to set it up one at a time, and it was very time-consuming. But Michael has resolved that now with Kraken, and there's a whole lot of other features in there that I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of. So I'm really excited to hear what Michael has to say about this today. So Michael, without further ado, welcome, and thanks for coming on today.
Hey, thank you so much, Bradley, for having me. We go back a long ways. You're on Semantic Mastery. First time I ever met Bradley, it was a funny thing. It was at a Remax, and I thought of all these people at the Remax place as my people, although I had just arrived there. So I went and laid claim to all these old people in there, which are wonderful real estate agents. As you know, the average age of a real estate agent is about 75. They all are, but the best part is their profile picture shows their glamour shot when they were 29. So you'll see this woman, she's beautiful, you walk in and it looks like she came from Tales from the Crypt, so it's these really old people with these great glamour. So anyways, I laid claim to these people, and then Bradley came in, gave a talk, and my jaw hit the floor because I had no idea what the hell you were even talking about. It was hilarious. It was a great humbling experience for me. And little did I know that Remax had actually fired Bradley and hired me in his place. And they were paying me basically per year what they were paying Bradley per month, I think. So it was unbelievable. So it was really crappy for Bradley. So that's how it started. I was the guy that got Bradley farted. Fired. Shit. I can't believe you just said that on live.
So Mike, my first interaction with Michael was he poached my clients.
that was great. Oh man, I tell you what, this call is off to a great start. Anytime that you change the word fired to farted on a live call, it's going to be good today. It's going to be great. All right, guys. So now that I'm red in the face, and if there's any platinum guys in here, I know you guys are going to raise hell about this in the mastermind tomorrow. So without further ado, let me switch over to my call here and show you guys what we have. Oh, Bradley, can you turn on share, please?
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't already as a panelist, but that's all right. Let me check it.
I see Darko here.
Make host. How about that?
Perfect.
You've got control now, buddy. So
all right, man. I'm gonna kick everybody out and just have a party by myself. Sounds great. Okay. All right. Let me know when you see my screen.
I can see it.
All right, perfect. All right, guys. So we'll go through this great way to start here. Okay. So first off, give you a little bit of background for those that don't know me that well. I started in SEO 2009. I came in, I got Bradley fired, and I took over his job as a SEO guy for Remax. It was an awesome job. I loved it for the time that I was there, all the people I met. But it really was my springboard into SEO. And my real springboard was, of course, Bradley, because Bradley took me aside and basically said, hey, listen, I'll teach you the secrets to SEO, but you cannot apply any of it for Remax. So it was like a massive middle finger to Remax for what they did to Bradley. And it was awesome. He took me right under his wing, and it took off from there. And that's really where my SEO and my business took off. It was great.
I bet you a lot of people don't know this, but Michael was we actually hired Michael at Semantic Mastery to be our support manager, like to manage support tickets for for a few months. I remember you did that for us. And that was like, we kind of like, we hired you for that, but then we were also training you like for SEO stuff too. But yeah, so Michael actually was an employee of ours for a brief period of time, at least
It
part-time
was.
anyway.
It was great. Met a lot of people over there, and got to see the inner workings of semantic mastery
Like
behind the scenes.
how the sausage is made, right?
Exactly. It was definitely the butcher, man. We definitely saw lots of interesting things that happened back there. It was great. So from there, I launched my first video tool, which was the Video Traffic Viper. That was circa 2018, and that was my very first tool that I launched. So that was a great tool. I did really well, and after the video tool was launched, I was like, you know what? I really need to get into the SEO aspects and start ranking websites and GMBs and all of that good stuff. So that's really what I launched after that. I went after Google Traffic Viper, and then GMB Viper came out later. Over the last couple of years, last 5 years, I've released about 14 tools. My latest tool, of course, being the Kraken, which Bradley talked about, and we'll get into that a little bit more. Okay, so let me just ask you guys, if you can post in the chat, what are some ranking factors? What are ranking factors? Now, I know that you guys are not noobs because you come from Bradley Benner. So drop in the chat ranking factors that you know get websites, GMBs, all of that good stuff ranked.
No participation. Come on, guys. Here
All
we go.
right, topically relevant links, great. Content, links, traffic reviews, definitely, absolutely. Traffic reviews, content, yep, you guys are nailing it. You hit it all the way across the board here. So geo-relevance, thank you, Robert. On-page SEO, quality content, authority backlinks, which of course Bradley has. You've got like the mother load, Bradley. So Bradley's got authority backlinks, trust flow, page authority, social signals, embeds, and of course CTR. Just show you a quick couple of testimonials here. Some old Viper members that are still hanging in with me. Tiffany Hayes was an interesting one. Bradley, I don't know if you ever met this girl, but she worked for one of the real estate agents. Very smart, sharp gal, right there in Warrenton. But she left the real estate agent that she was with and went over to one of the local HVAC companies and went in, got a job as an SEO person. And it was hilarious because Tiffany called me up and she said, Michael, I got hired as an SEO manager for this HVAC company. I was like, congratulations. I was like, what can I help you with? She was like, I don't know anything about SEO. Can you come in and train me?
You know what? That sounds like most of the SEO managers for a lot of small contracting companies.
It was hilarious. And the best part was she convinced the owner to hire me as an SEO consultant to come in. And I went in and I trained her how to do SEO. And within like the first 2 years, she took that company from $100,000 a year to making $15 million a year.
Holy shit. Wow.
It was unbelievable. And they ended up selling the business 3 years later. And then Tiffany was out of another job. You know, she went back home. They didn't even give her a commission for helping take the company where she took it. But that was what she got from the SEO, which was awesome.
Yeah, well, SEO is a thankless job, man.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And one of the things behind the tools that I've created here is what I want to do ultimately is create tools that simplify your business. That's ultimately what I've created and why I've worked so hard to come out with the tools that I have. So the Kraken and all my different Viper tools are great for all of these niches that you see here. Ranking websites, pay-per-call, driving leads, of course, ranking local and national, launch jacking, affiliate domination, if that's what you're into. There's a lot of people right now into the gold niche. I don't know if you've done much in this, Bradley, or not, but have you done much, Bradley, on gold?
I have not. I don't do much affiliate anything.
Man, I gotta tell you what, man, you might want to look into this on the gold niche. One of my platinum members, just hand over fist, brings in, he ranks websites, uses the Viper. He's a big guy in OMG. And he says the OMG guys are always trying to figure out how he's ranking all of his stuff. And he laughed and he told me, you know, I don't tell him Viper is my secret weapon. And so he's using Kraken, he's using Viper, and he's ranking for, gold niches, things like that. I just reached out to him the other day, and he had a $3,700 commission just came in from his website. The biggest one I've ever seen, I think he brought in like $118,000 commission, which
Jeez.
that's insane. Six
Yeah.
figures. I mean, I'm like, good God, are you serious?
That's
So,
that's more than any stupid tree contractor's willing to pay me. That's for sure.
I tell you what, man, I don't know how he does it, but he's amazing. He's just nonstop. He said they're constantly coming in. Once he's ranked the website, he's just getting these sales coming in. Never even talks to people, never hears from them. They're just clicking his link, buying gold. So I think gold is a big thing right now, especially with the way crypto has gone down. But local marketing, all of that's doing great. Here's another great one, Johnny Chen. He actually left the Viper recently. He was a long time heavy hitter and platinum member. And I think he went out and started doing it himself from the results that he was getting. But he was doing a great job. Like I say, he did a lot. He was a big OMG guy as well, I believe. And his rankings were just completely crazy here within the Viper, which was awesome. So yeah, Johnny was there. Okay, so one of the things that, my tools I've really tried to do is separate them from everybody else that's out there. Because if with CTR tools, click-through ranking tools, there's a dime a dozen now. There's constant tools popping up everywhere. When I launched CTR 5 years ago, I really only had one competitor. And now there's constant tools. I mean, everywhere I look, there's a new tool, there's a new CTR tool being released, different things like that. They're constantly, you're installing them on your computers, you're putting them on your mobile phones, you're doing all these different things. And what separates the Viper from everybody else? Well, one, you don't have to install any tools. You no longer need to install. We've made it completely cloud-based. So if you have a Mac, if you have a PC, let's say you don't even want to run a tool, you don't have to run the tools. It's completely cloud. You no longer need them, which is awesome. So there's no proxies to buy. You don't have to spend, a lot of money per month buying, expensive mobile proxies or, residential or anything like that. It's completely paid for by me. So it's part of your membership. You no longer have to do any of that. Everything is in the cloud, which makes it so much easier to run. And of course, with the Kraken, which I'm getting ready to go in and show you in a few minutes, that is, I would say, 6 to 7 steps ahead of everybody else out on the market. I would say I'm 2 years ahead on the Kraken versus all the other CTR tools out there. And you're going to see it in just a second, what really separates the lion from the lionesses. Okay, so why would you need this? Well, if you want to rank websites, you want to rank GMBs, you want to do what Bradley does with the tool, you're definitely going to want to get your hands on this. It's completely hands-free. Like I said, it's all in the cloud. It's awesome. You get to generate leads and phone calls because you get the rankings with the CTR, click-through rate manipulation. You can rank your rank and rent. You can rank your client sites, page 1 of Google. It's awesome. It's a really, really awesome tool. Just show you a couple of more testimonials here. Scott Patton, this has been a long time platinum member. I think Scott's been with me for about 5 years now. And uses the Kraken for Scott. He's a podcast guy, and we affectionately call him the Podfather. So he has an entire tool made just for him. So I call him the Podfather. He's a great guy. He uses the Kraken for ranking podcasts. So yes, you can actually use the CTR tool for ranking your podcast, which is awesome. So Scott's been with me a long time, does a lot of video. This guy's been with me a long time as well. He's a really, really great guy, great marketer. Totally ranking it here. Here's a couple of more. Mike Sean just absolutely killed it, ranked it out. This was using the Video Viper portion of the tool, which is awesome. Steve Bailey is a longtime platinum member. He's been with me at least 4 years. It's funny because whenever he gets on the masterminds, I don't know how he does it, but he actually, his shirts look similar to mine. We always get a big laugh about it because apparently we think the same way. So literally every mastermind that Steve comes on, he's wearing the same shirt that I am almost. So it really cracks us up. Simon here, Dr. Simon, I should say, he's a chiropractic doctor, does a lot of different work. even does, I believe, plastic surgery as well. Anyways, really great guy. Killed the rankings here with the Kraken, with the Viper. Does a great job as well. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's switch over and see this. Let's take a look at what we have here. And let me just minimize this right here. A couple of things. When you come into the tools, you know, we kind of talked about the different Vipers. Video Traffic Viper, these are the older tools. I'm just going to do a quick overview because if you end up getting the Kraken, which is part of the Platinum program, you'll get access to all the tools. So Bradley, I'm not going to spend too much time on these individual tools. I'll spend more of the time on the Kraken, but I just want to give you guys a quick overview.
Sure, I think they would appreciate that.
All right, perfect. Oh, let me log back in here. Okay, perfect. So you just click on the portal, come in. You know, it's pretty basic looking. You can see your credits, the number of campaigns, total campaigns, and the queue overall for the whole Kraken, total number of videos watched within here. Setting up your campaigns are extremely easy. You put in your video URL. So let's just copy a URL here. We'll drop this in. This is for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I have it on another screen. Links in your video description. Now, this would be within your description of your video, any links that you want the bot to click on. From an SEO perspective, you can use videos to rank your websites and your GMBs. My guys do it all the time. So this is a little SEO gold nugget, as we like to call it, an SEO trick. Drop a link into your video description, go into your website, to your GMB, different pages like that, have the bot click it, and it absolutely goes right through to it. Exactly, Darko. That's very true. So you want to be very careful when you send CTR. Do not send what the keyword search is for a location, for a particular area. So don't say, like, you look it up and it says, you know, local plumber, 44,000 searches per month. You don't want to send in 44,000 searches. What you want to do is you want to look at the local location and you want to say, okay, for my location here in, let's say, Culpeper, Virginia, local plumber, you're probably going to get around 30 or 40 searches per month. And that's probably kind of high for Culpeper. So if you're looking at that, you don't want to send more than 10% or 15% of the total CTR. So keep it very, very low. I've seen people make insane mistakes with the tool. The tool is like a machine gun. If you pull that trigger, it's going to continue firing until you stop. So just be very careful about CTR when you use it, and you'll not blow anything up, which is good. So you want to put in your links right here. Any comments to generate, you can drop spin tags in here, nested spin tags. Put in your keywords. You are limited to about 5 keywords. So you could do Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Okay. So you put that in, comma, next keyword. If you want to get likes, subscribe, shares, add the favorites, save for later. Don't do evergreen. That's currently not functioning within this tool. But you could do save for later if you wanted to. Playback speed. You could have it run fast if you have a long video. It will watch up to 10 minutes of your video, giving you a lot of watch time, which is awesome. Number of views to generate. I like to keep it low on videos, 250. That's quite high. Device, mobile, random, desktop. Drip it in. You can add your time in here. You want to select your AM, PM, what time you want to send it between. Drip it, 12-hour drip. It'll tell you how many credits it's going to take, 18 credits. Hit start campaign, and you're off to the races. And we definitely want to name it here. So let's just say orchestra. Okay, we'll do this. We're going to not drip this just for saving the campaign. Go to campaign. Boom. Here we go. Orchestra. So you can see that I was doing a couple of campaigns. Yes, I definitely went after that keyword, which was great. Nothing gave me greater joy than outranking my competitors in YouTube for their own type of videos. So that was a fun one. So you go to campaigns, you can go into your credits history. You can see all your credits, your statistics, things like that. We'll hit log out here. We'll go over to Google Traffic Viper. And same thing, same type of layout, very easy, very simple to run. Test campaign. Okay, website URL. Let's do http://dcnewsstation.com. Okay, direct non-search traffic if you want to send it directly, or if you want to have it searched, you just click this one. Put in your geolocation. You want to add your country, state, city, or you could put your latitude, longitude in here. How many miles you want to do radius, let's say 5 miles, your search keyword, put this in, so DC news. Number of searches, let's say 45 searches, minimal time on there, 2 minutes. Specific URLs you want to click, and URL blacklist. These are links you do not want to click on the page. I think Bradley did something with this in the past where he scraped a bunch of links off of blogs or individual pages and then dropped them on here and made sure that the bot did not click them. So that's something you could totally do to tell the bot, hey, I want you to avoid these links and not click them. AdSense links, add links, things like that. Specific URLs, definitely having it go through here and click on those. You can drop in your drip campaign. You could choose mobile network. This only works if you're platinum. And basically the mobile network was something that we called Mach 25. It's something that we changed into, it was a very fast network, but basically most of your views, 80% of your views are coming from our mobile network. The other 20% are coming in from the Viper residential network. So you're going to be getting mobile views whether or not you would choose something like this. You'd hit submit campaign, goes right into your campaign right here. And you can see different pages I was boosting here. DC News Station, Galax News Station, Nova, mobile Twitter, Twitter Moments. Boosting Twitter Moments, definitely something you want to do. Twitter Moments, you can rank in Google with CTR. It's awesome. Really, really awesome. All right, we'll back out of this. We'll go over and just take a quick look at GMB Viper as well. Very simple again. You can set up these campaigns in under 2 minutes. So for GMBs, let's do GMB campaign demo. Okay, drop in your website URL. This is the URL on your GMB, on the actual GMB for your website. So if it's dcnewsnetwork.com, that would be the link that you would drop in. Your GMB URL is either the CID URL or the share URL. And the only reason why we have this in here is some people will use GMBs that are so far down in the search results. They're not anywhere near where the search would be. So if the bot can't find it, then it would go directly to that URL and then visit the GMB. So that's why we have it in there. You'd put your phone number in that's actually on the GMB. You'd put your business name in that's on the GMB. Number of visitors that you would want. Be extremely careful with GMBs. Do not send a lot of traffic in. I've seen, like I said, some real catastrophes. Had a guy over in France recently. He was selling vacuums, and he put on a, oh my God, he put a vacuum listing in for the middle of, right in one of the major cities. I think it was in Paris, in France. And it was 15,000 searches. And he sent 15,000 searches via the Viper. And it absolutely destroyed his GMB.
Yeah, I can imagine. It probably exploded.
Bradley, it took it from number 4 all the way down to like page 23.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, he was so mad. He was yelling at me, and I imagine French. No, he was very pissed. Your tool did this to me. You're horrible. I'm surprised the Hells Angels Paris division didn't come and beat the living hell out of me. But it was a bad situation. We got him back up. It took about 4 months to recover it, to get his GMB back up. But I had to tell him, listen, you can't do this. You know, you got to use the local location. So be very careful. You want to make sure when you do CTR that you do it surgically. This is a weapon, and you can destroy things with it. So be very, very careful. Only do it by search in the very local city location searches here. Okay, minimal time on the GMB, let's say 3 minutes. Comments, don't mess with this because we're finding that the GMB comments are not sticking very well. You can put in your geolocation, your country, your city, your radius, how many miles you want it to be. And I'll answer your questions over in chat. If you want to put in questions, I'll be going back over them at the end. Choose your drip, drop your drip in here, and then submit your campaign. That's obviously not very many credits, only 1.5. Hit submit, and boom, off you would go. Okay, now if you're within the Platinum program, you also get a couple of additional things. The grid tracker and the keyword trackers are actually being decommissioned, so don't run these at the moment. Both of these tools are being converted into the Kraken, and I'm probably got an update in about 3 to 4 weeks that will be putting the grid tracker and the keyword tracker into the Kraken. So we're just going to convert it right into the Kraken tool and make it easier on campaigns, setting up your geo grids and all that good stuff. But the other tool that you get in here is the indexer. So you come in, you drop your links in, name it, how many drips you want to do on the drip per day. So you could say, okay, I want to drip this over a 3-day period. It's basically 5 credits per link. Submit your links, in they go. And we've got a lot of links, and they index very, very well. So the Viper indexer has done a phenomenal job. At least that's what my members continually say here. So indexer is part of it. No additional fee on the Platinum side. And the next thing that we'll go into is the Kraken Viper here. Now, you'll also see right here another coming soon network. This is the Viper Google News Network. This is almost ready to be released. We were hoping for a Black Friday release, of course, but we were not able to do that. So the Google News Network, I'm just releasing a big Kraken update tonight. And the programmers tell me next week we're looking at rolling this out for everybody. So basically, this is my Google News Network I've been building for the last 8 months. We have around 550 websites across the United States. I am working on Canadian, UK, Australian, Ireland. I have some Irish URLs, domains I'm starting to buy. We are also getting them in Scotland as well. And there's a couple of additional European cities, states, countries, etc., provinces that we'll be putting them into. Italy being one of them, Spain, Portugal, etc. Anyway, so we're going to be putting these in, and the Google News, of course, these are all Google News verified sites. I'll show you a couple of demo sites once we go through Kraken, but this will be part of the Platinum, and you'll be able to submit multiple posts per day across the network. I have around 245 niches at the moment that are built into each of the websites. Most of the sites are in major cities across the United States, and a lot of these sites already have great authority on them, trust flow, all that good stuff. So they're constantly being built up, automated RSS, and then of course once the Viper starts posting to it, it's going to be really awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Kraken. So Kraken is of course the tool that Bradley's been talking about from the beginning here. And this is my latest CTR tool. Kraken basically takes every tool that we've ever built and we've put it in here, right in the Kraken. This is the ultimate CTR tool. I released this about 3 months ago to my main people. This is actually the first time I've released it outside of the Viper network, Viper customers, etc., all that good stuff. So it's a very nice, pretty outlook here. We have or I should say the UI. We have a little Kraken here. If you go down, we have the tentacles coming up here. It's really really neat what the programmers have put in. You can see your daily traffic, active campaigns, active campaign traffic, weekly traffic, how many credits you have in your wallet, and the total traffic since last month that you've put it in. Tracking all your campaigns, you can see them right here. I ran a Bradley demo clone October 14th, so I started testing around in October for Bradley. You can see the categories, what they are, status, if they're running or if they're completed, number of views that have been sent. You can come in and edit these campaigns. So I could click on edit here. I could click on clone, or I could click on delete. And right now it's pretty quick. You hit boom, it's deleted, and we just deleted that clone. So just be careful on the delete button. We have not yet put in a "Are you sure?" button. That will be coming out. So if you click on the delete, it is definitely going to delete it. But it's very, very simple to, edit your campaign. So to go do a campaign over here, you would click on create campaigns. Opens up a little drop down, and you have 3 options here. Create campaign. You have create social campaign and create mass campaign. So let's do creating a campaign. And we're going to name this, let's say, DC News Station. Okay, category, we'll just do it as news. Total number of views, let's say 150. Okay, this is very simple, much simplified here. We'll do both. We want to choose both mobile and desktop. So we'll click on both. For this, some will do a quick drip. Some will do a 7-day drip here. And that's awesome. That's already in here. Okay, so the next thing that we have are the commands. Now, I want to tell you first on Kraken. What is Kraken CTR Viper? This is a tool, a CTR tool, a click-through rate tool, that allows you to create a campaign in any fashion that you want. You saw the previous Vipers. You saw the video Viper, the Google Viper, the GMB Viper. You are not allowed to edit outside of what the parameters were set up for. With the Kraken, you can nerd out on this all day long. You could literally set up a campaign of, say, 50 destinations if you wanted to. And let me give you an idea of this. When I say destinations, let's say that you have an IFTTT network and it has 7 tiers. You really geeked out on it. You got someone on Fiverr that was clearly on crack when they created this campaign for you. So you have 7-tier IFTTT network. You could literally send traffic from tier 7 all the way through to your money site, doing it with the Kraken. Now, what does this do? This powers up every single one of your social media links. You could send this from blogs to Twitters, from Twitters to Instagrams, from Instagram to Pinterest, from Pinterest to Twitter moments, from a Twitter moment to a blogger, from a blogger to a live journal, to a Facebook post, to whatever you want to. And you could crisscross and trace that traffic all the way through any level to your money site. You could have it start from a money site and send it out through all your social media links. You could have it go through your Money Robot links if you have Money Robot still. You could have it go through any of your Blogger, any of your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 links. You could send them all to Bradley's backlinks that you've purchased from him. You could have it go through anybody's links, any links that you've ever created, and power up these links. So how many backlinks have you created in the past that you've not done jack shit with? Excuse my French. You've not done anything with it. You've maybe purchased links a year ago. They're just sitting out there. They're zombies. They're parasite sites that you've never actually sent traffic to or have never gotten traffic to. You could use those and power them up. You could send traffic through each of them. You could make it look like people are really interested in them. Yes, Bradley.
Do you mind if I jump in on that for a
Sure.
minute?
Absolutely.
So guys, there's a thing called link atrophy or link decay. And it's a known thing, and that's where links lose their value over time if there's no traffic or engagement on those links. And there are varying degrees with how quickly links decay. And there's a lot of different variables to determine how quickly they decay. But one of the biggest things is engagement and or traffic. So if a link receives a click, then that's a traffic signal, and provided, and not all clicks are created equal, right? So like if a link gets a click and then there's somebody bounces, right? They click the back button very, very quickly, then that is typically a signal to Google that link, the destination wasn't relevant. But if they click the link and then they dwell, or they click from an internal link, on the original, whatever the page they landed on, they click onto another link internally, et cetera, or they dwell, or they scroll, that kind of stuff. Those are engagement signals that are sending back, that Google sees as like, okay, they clicked the link and they found something of value or useful to them, or else they wouldn't have spent more time on that page and maybe clicked through deeper or scrolled or whatever, if that makes sense. The point that I'm trying to make here is links lose value over time unless you have some sort of traffic or engagement signals. Like a click activity is the ultimate signal, click activity with, some engagement beyond the click, number one. But even like just sending traffic to a page where your link is, even if your link doesn't get a click, that still helps that link to decay at a slower rate. So the point that I'm trying to make is that, building links is part of what we do for SEO, but if the links never get any, and think about Think about all the links that you've purchased or built or whatever out there that are on pages that never receive any traffic whatsoever. That link very quickly decays and becomes it's just ignored by Google. It doesn't mean it's toxic or harmful. It just means it's ignored by Google. It's not providing any value. So that's where, again, why I like, I've been sending referral traffic this entire year using various tools and services, because I have some, for my link building clients, we do it for our tier 1 HTML rebuilds. And it's been a challenge to continue to scale that, but that's where something like the Kraken comes in, makes it a lot easier.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Bradley. Yeah, exactly what he said. He hit it right, a nail on the head here. So let's go ahead and set up a test campaign, a couple of different campaigns here, just to show you what you can do. So first things first, let's say that you come in, you do browser. First thing that you want to do is you want to change your location. So you saw before putting your latitude, longitude in. This makes it super simple. So let's name it change location. We're really going to name it here, pick change location. Let's go down and we'll find our local area. So let's do Culpeper. All right, right up 522. Our local area here, Mickey D's. This is right where I drive down to Culpeper all the time. Rixieville. Let's say we're going to go into Rixieville and we're going to choose right over here by Rixieville Lakes. Okay. You click this, it automatically puts your latitude, longitude in. You can also search by address. You can put in your business location, hit search, boom, it will totally find it. You can put in your address label right here if you want to, your latitude, longitude, radius in miles. Let's say we want to do 15 miles from this location, this latitude launch right here. Okay, so you would click add and boom, now we've got it in here. Now, this is one thing, but I've done just one point, and this is what most tools would allow you to do. This is what most CTR would allow you to do, is set in your latitude, longitude, put in a radius of 10 or 15 miles, and you'd be good to go. But what if you're not happy with that? What if you don't want to do that? What if you want to target very specific locations on this map right here that, you want it to come out of a neighborhood, or you want it to come around the business, or you want very, very specific points of interest? You could totally do that. So let's go to satellite and let's go back down. We'll delete this. Okay. Now we have our latitude, longitude right in here. Okay. So we've clicked on the business. We put it in there, latitude, longitude. Let's take out the radius. We'll put 0 on the radius here and we'll just click add. Okay. Or we'll just delete that radius in miles. Okay. So we click add, boom. Okay. The next thing that we want to do is we want it to come out from on pause. We click it here. We're going to click here. We're going to click out here in the middle of the field because maybe there's someone out there doing it right there. You see, I'm going out. Now I'm creating a circular radius here on this. Now I'm just showing you an option here. This is a totally different option. You could totally set up your own POIs on here that you wanted traffic to be coming out of from all of these different locations. And if you wanted to, you could say within a mile of that particular location, or not within a mile of that location coming from that exact point of interest. Now, why would this really matter? Well, if you're doing real estate, it really matters when you're targeting neighborhood. Maybe you're doing HVAC and you're looking at a very old neighborhood. And if you're looking, say, for a neighborhood that's the 20-year-old neighborhood, those houses were built 20 years ago, those systems are up for replacement on the most part, right? So from an HVAC perspective, you could really be targeting that particular neighborhood. Or again, you could say, okay, radius in miles, 15 miles from this location, very simple. So you could set up your own custom geogrid of where you want traffic to be coming out of, or you could specifically drive it from very specific POIs or within a radius strip. Okay, let's say we do this. We'll do save. Okay, 2 ways to closing this out. You can hit close here, or you can click outside of it. If you click outside of it, we're back here. The next thing that we want to do is we want to put in referral sites. Okay, so let's say we do referral links. Okay, you could drop in, let's say, a link right here, put a comma, link right here, comma, link, separated by commas, and you can have as many links in as you want. You know, you could set up 200 links in here if you wanted to. You could click on add, and you see it puts it in just like that between. I accidentally put a period in there. My bad. So it's be a comma. You saw what it did there. So you do a comma, you click add, boom, adds them en masse. So just separate by them, and you can get more than one to go directly in there. So we hit add, we hit save, click off of it. Now we've got our referral links, exactly what Bradley's been doing, setting in tier 1, tier 2, whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, so now you got your change location. This is where the searches are going to be coming out of. You've got your referral links in here. The next thing that you want to do now is we want to go back and say, okay, on Google, I want to do a Google search. So for this Google search, I'm going to do Google search keyword. Let's put this in here, website link. We're going to put this in here. Okay, keyword, my bad. We'll do DC news station. Okay, and again, you can separate them by comma. Now on Kraken, you can do up to, I believe, 25 keywords, comma separated. So let's just do one, DC News Network. Number of pages to search within Google. Let's say first 3 pages of Google. Click save. All right, next thing's next. So we've got change location, referral links. Now it's doing the Google search. So once it finds that website, we're going to tell it, once it comes to the website, okay, we'll go to on website. We're now going to tell it to read on this website. Okay, so while it's on this website, we want it to find and follow link. Before that, we're going to do read on website. Let's go back to browser, and we're going to say we want it to wait 2 minutes. Hit save. Okay, so now the bot knows, okay, it goes to that main page. It's going to wait for 2 minutes. And from the 2 minutes here, we're now going to tell it go and do a link search. So we're going to say direct link search. Okay, so we'll go over to the website here. Let's say that we want it to go to the attorney news link within here. So we're going to go back over to Kraken. We're going to tell it to find and follow this link. Okay, so now it's find and follow that link. Now we're going to tell it to wait 1 minute. Okay, and from the 1 minute here, we're going to tell it on the website, we want it to read on that website. The next thing that I'd like it to do, because I want to get the SEO benefit here, is I want it to go to browser and I want it to take a screenshot. Okay, so we do a screenshot setup here. And now we have this all within here. So we have it changing location, doing referral links. It does a Google search. It does a read on website. It waits 2 minutes. It finds that link directly over to my attorney news. It waits for another 1 minute, and then it takes a screenshot. Now, once it's on that screenshot from here, I don't have anything on the attorney news, but let's just say that we want it to go to our local news. Okay, so from the local news here, we could have it go back and do another one. Okay, so we want it to, on the website, we want it to find and follow this link to the Washington, D.C. news. Okay, and once it's on this particular page, I want it to wait 1 minute because I want it to, you know, to refresh or to look on that particular page. Okay, so we've done that. We want to go back over to browser and we want it to read. Actually, I'm sorry, on website. We want it to read on this particular website. And then also, I would like it to screenshot this one as well. So we're going to screenshot that. Okay, we're on that website. Next thing that I want it to do is I want it to go back to the main because I don't have any social media on this page. I wish I did. If I had some social media, I would send it over there. But let's say that we do this. We go back and we tell them, okay, on this website, we want it to find and follow the main link again, go back home. And from the home here, if we had a video embed, which I do not, you could say watch video embed. Okay, we could go back to browser. We're going to tell it to wait 3 minutes to read on this particular page, hit save. I want it to screenshot this particular page, and then I'd like a refresh. Okay, and you could even tell it to go back if you wanted to, but there's really no point to that. So you can see on my whole campaign here, browser change, referral link, Google search, read on website, wait, direct link search, it's going to wait 1 minute. It's going to read on that page. It's going to screenshot it. It's going to find and follow a link to the next page, which went to the local news. It's going to wait 1 minute. It's going to read on that local news page. It's going to screenshot that local news page, find and follow the main link, watch an embedded video on the main page, wait 4 minutes, screenshot, and then refresh. Now, let's say that I made a mistake here while you're setting this up and you foobarred it up and you're like, oh, snap. I accidentally put watch embedded video way up here where I really wanted it at the very end of the search. Maybe you just wanted it to watch an embedded video right at the end, right before it leaves the website. Now, if you did that, typically you'd have to go in and delete each of these out, but not with this. You could grab it and drag and drop it. So everything in here is totally movable, just like that. Drag and drop. It's a neat little thing, flows very easily, very smoothly, and you could drop it right at the end, or you could tell it to go right here, or you could hit delete, and you don't want that in there. You could do anything within here that you want. And after you've set it up and saved it, you can see it right here. Okay, 150 views, scheduling 7 credits, total is going to be 26 credits, and you can hit submit. Okay, hit submit, boom. Here it is in here. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this campaign. We'll click on it. We open it up. It'll show you your campaign traffic. Any screenshots will be showing up down in here in the gallery. You'll be able to click them, download them, the whole 9 yards. And then you'll see all of your commands that you did for the campaign. And of course, you can do a complete edit here. You could click on change location, and you could add more POIs in here if you wanted to. You could go to your referral links and say, okay, I need to add another referral link in here. You could totally do that. Google search, you can edit all of these. So anytime if you make a mistake, you don't have to resubmit that whole campaign, you can edit it. Now we've got another option that's getting ready to roll out after this Kraken update tonight. In about a week, we'll be releasing the recipes. And the recipes are basically something you'll be able to come in and say, okay, I want to create a campaign. And you'll have another option in here called recipes. And from the recipes, you could say, okay, I want to set up a campaign and have the traffic go in 10 different ways. So you could have previously set up campaigns, which you could save as a recipe for a particular client. Let's say you have a lumberjack, go figure. You have a lumberjack and you're wanting to go after, a lumberjack. That's a crazy niche. Okay. But I threw it out there, so I have to go with it now. So let's say that you have Paul Bunyan out there. Okay. And you got a lumberjack and you've got all these niches. You can set up 10 recipes and you could say, okay, in this campaign, I want it to run these 10 different things for my lumberjack. And instead of having the traffic all being done in one direction, you could have it come in from 10 different setups that you've done. Do you see what this does? It adds in uniqueness into your campaigns. So now instead of having the bot just do one recipe, one campaign setup, now you could set up 10 different campaigns and you could have 10 different campaigns running in one campaign. So 10 different recipes. Now you could download these recipes and you can share these recipes. So if Bradley was feeling extremely generous and he set up some recipes for his SEO, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Bradley. Bradley could say, okay, guys, I've created a recipe for local SEO that I use for, say, my tree clients or my HVAC clients or whatever. And here's the code. And you could pop that code in to the Kraken and say import recipe. And boom, all of Bradley's recipes for that particular recipe would import into your Kraken. And then you could go through and edit it, and you could add in your own particular, websites or whatever. So that would simplify everything that you're doing. You wouldn't have to worry about setting up your own custom recipe, which may take a while, right? You could take the ones that I'm going to create for different niches. You could take Bradley's. You could get a big SEO guy. You could have Darko, okay? Get Darko in here. I love Darko. Darko's in my platinum. So you could get Darko in here and have him create some amazing recipes, and he could give you a code and you could import all the work that he set up on his recipe. You could import it directly into yours and then use that for a particular client. Just change the information, hit submit campaign, and boom, now you've got it in there. So that's one of the really cool things that we've got coming out for the Kraken, is going to definitely be the recipes, which is awesome. Now, this was just one aspect on here, setting this up. That was just one journey that I showed you. There is an unlimited number of journeys that you could set up when you do on website. You could watch embedded videos like we were showing. You could go to browser, screenshot, referral traffic. You could go into the Google and do Google bounce search. So I didn't even show you that. You could have it bounce out on your competitors' websites, avoid your website. Google image search if you wanted to search for a particular image. Search carousel, we're still waiting on the programmers release this one, so you can't click it at the moment, but you could go in and do the GMB. There'll be another update coming very soon that you'll be able to tell it, okay, I want it to do driving directions 10% of the time. Or, you know, right now it's randomly done. So if you do a GMB setup within the Kraken, it will randomly do a click to call. It'll randomly do clicking on reviews. It'll randomly create a driving direction, right? Built in. So it already does that automatically, but we're going to give you an option within the GMB portion here to do your own. So you can have it go to Google Docs, Google Sheets. You could say, okay, I want it to go to YouTube and subscribe to a channel. I want it to search for a video, follow a link in the video, leave a like, go to a particular channel. You could send it to Rumble videos for those that are outside of YouTube and they sick and tired of the bullshit on YouTube right now for censoring. And you want to go to Rumble, you can send a Rumble, you can get a Rumble on your video, leave a Rumble on the video, subscribe to a channel. All of that stuff. You could set this all up within one journey. You could have Vimeo. You have a Twitter here, so you can leave a like on you can retweet, search on Twitter, follow Reddit, Tumblr, Pinterest, Quora, Amazon. This is S3, so setting up your S3 campaigns, etc. Podcast. Okay, here we are for the Podfather podcasting. You could send traffic in and searches for Google Podcasts, Apple, Libsyn podcast, Blog Talk, My Podcast, Buzzsprout. We've built all of these in, and it's very simple. You just set up podcast link, keywords, campaigns, number of pages, search, Google, etc. Boom, off it goes. And then, of course, we've got live audience coming up. And this option is not functional yet, but this is something that I call the paparazzi. And basically, once we get the live audience feature in here, you'll be able to simulate. Let's say Bradley Benner is doing a live call on YouTube for one of his clients, and he's doing kind of a promotion to show how awesome he is, because he's a great guy. So let's say he's doing a live YouTube video and he's showing this, you know, a local client, the business, whatever, he's doing a live YouTube. He could send it into the Kraken for live audience and say, okay, I want to generate 150 viewers right now. Boom. He sets it off. It takes over the entire Viper network, the Kraken Viper network, all that good stuff. And all of a sudden, it looks like there's 150 individual people watching his YouTube. You could do it on Rumble. You could do it on Facebook Live. You could do it on Twitch. You could do it on all sorts of live streaming. And it makes you look popular, paparazzi. So that's why I call it the paparazzi within here, which is cool. So we've got that feature coming out. Now, the next thing that we have here real quick is the Kraken is what we call social campaigns. Now, this is part of the Kraken. This is part of the Platinum. This is only within the Kraken tool. It's not located anywhere else. And this is pretty darn awesome. We have had some issues on getting these working. So a lot of work has been done on the backside for the programmers. So this is totally working. We're getting lots of YouTube views, likes, not subscribes. Under 1,000, you can get subscribers, but if you have over 1,000 subscribers, we've seen some trouble with this one. You can set up your campaign. So let's say YouTube likes. We'll do category. We'll say Christmas. Okay, we're going to do no drip on this. And we're going to go over to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, grab this link and say, okay, YouTube views. Drop in the site. Christmas video. Okay, daily clicks. This is actually daily views. So let's say we do 100 views here. We hit save. Boom. We've set up a campaign here, a Christmas video, and 100. Now, I did have this limited to 10 actions per day, per campaign. I should say per campaign, not per day. I upped that to 100 for the platinum members overall. So you'd set up this campaign, okay, for Christmas video, and you'd go down and hit submit, and boom, it goes right off. So we got YouTube, actually has YouTube views, and it would be views on the YouTube account that you would be able to get. Now, these are all crowd search. I'll tell you straight up, this is not a Viper campaign per se, the social network. The social campaign is actually a crowd search that I've purchased as a third-party install. So this is something I'm paying additional on top of everything else that you don't have to pay for. You just set up your campaigns. You can get Instagram likes, followers, Reddits, Facebooks, Twitter retweets. I mean, they work great. Twitter followers, the whole 9 yards. So it is really, really darn cool. Really, really neat. So like I said, this is not a Viper thing. This is a third-party install that I've put in that you guys can reap and enjoy and all that good stuff. And it is a crowd search type of crowdsourcing type of tool within here on the social campaign. Now, everything else is Viper, but this is separate. So just be completely clear with you. It is separate, but it's awesome. It is really, really awesome. Reddit upvotes. I mean, it's stinking cool. So one of the things that I recommend people doing is right now, to be perfectly clear, right now, the Video Viper is being repaired. And when you go to the page here in a moment, once we drop the link for Bradley, if you go into the main page, it'll tell you that the Video Viper is no longer being sold. So right now we're repairing the Video Viper. One of the big things that we ran into was the number of users that we had versus the number of campaigns that we had. So it was definitely a big dichotomy, a big difference. So one of the things that we're doing is we're rebuilding the Video Viper. So CTR still works great for video, but you're not going to get a lot of views that stick. So the way that I've taught my guys to use this is use the Video Viper portion of the Kraken and then set up a social campaign for, say, 100 views. 100 views will come in. As many likes as you want will come in. Be careful, because if you put 100 views, 100 likes, you're going to get 100 likes using the social campaign. Because again, these are real user accounts. These are real people in a third-party app, and they will click the links and they will view the videos and they will like it and they will give you all sorts of love. So you don't want to have a video with 100 views and 100 likes. That's extremely unlikely to ever happen, even if you were extremely popular. So just be very, very careful on that. But I recommend doing that in tandem. So set up a video campaign if you want video views, do the CTR portion, that'll rank you. Use the Kraken for the social campaign, video views, and all the views will stick. Do them in tandem and it'll work great on that. We are, like I said, rebuilding the Video Viper. I'm hoping to have a release in the next month or two to go back to the days of when Video Viper was the top dog on the network. So anyways, just wanted to show you that within here. Another thing is a mass campaign, and I did not prepare this ahead of time, but you could literally say, let's say you're a heavy hitter. Now, I'll tell you, within the Kraken, within the Platinum, you get 75 campaigns per tool. So that's 75 Google Viper, 75 Video Viper, 75 GMB Viper, and then 75 Kraken. So you're looking at about 300 campaigns total across the board between all four tools. However, if you purchase anything lower than that, if you join us today, I should say, not being presumptuous on that, but if you join us today and you get in on, say, regular Video Viper, regular Google Viper, regular GMB Viper, you get 10 campaigns, right? So you're limited to that. So let's say you had 75 campaigns, you could literally set them up here within the Kraken, drag and drop it in, hit generate, and boom, it creates 75 campaigns for you. Now, if you were a heavy hitter account, which some of our members are, we have some members that have 1,000 campaigns, 2,000 campaigns, bigger, they have a lot of GMBs, a lot of websites. They could drop their template in here and boom, they could create 2,000 campaigns all at once. at the drop of a hat. They can fill out their template and quickly drop it in and generate it, which is awesome. The next thing that we have in here real quick is the keyword analyzer. And I put this in as a what's the best way to say this? It's a dummy proof system. Okay. So I'm not calling anybody a dummy. Don't get me wrong, but let's say that you do vacuum. Okay. Vacuum repair. We'll go in for Paris. Okay. So we do this, we add this in. I know it's spelled wrong. I know that's totally spelled wrong there. So you could click on calculate status. Now, on a good day, that should be pulling it, but I'm not too sure vacuum repair Paris would have that. Let's see if we do France and just see if that mattered. Nope. Interesting. Guess there's no search volume for those.
The French don't clean. That's all there is to it.
I knew it, Bradley. Jeez. I'm glad I didn't put in shaving supplies, but we won't go into that one. So let's say we do heating. Let's try this one. Heating repair, Washington, D.C. Okay, this better pull up something here. We'll do add, do calculate. There we go. There we go. All right. So search volume only showing 20. Competition, overall CPC value. Okay. So if it's only doing 20 searches per month, you don't want to send in more than 15% of that. So this is part of the tool that we have in here is going to be awesome. Delroy, that's a good question. 75, it's 75 campaigns at any time. So 75 max overall for the tools. And of course you can get additional, you can get a heavy hitter account. You can, you can buy additional campaigns that you can, but that tends to be a lot of campaigns for people. There's a competitor out there that charges for 75 campaigns. I'm not joking on this. $3,375 a month. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I couldn't believe it. I'm not going to name the tool, but it was insane. I was like, that is absolutely bananas. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Anyways, transaction history. You can come in here, see number of credits you've spent when you've done it, all that good stuff. Here's the Kraken again. We can see daily traffic. So our traffic is already getting it here. Let's go down the DC news station that we set up. And we'll take a look here real quick. Let me refresh that page. Okay, so we've already got traffic coming in, searches, which is awesome. Right here. So that's awesome. That's great. Weekly traffic, daily YouTube likes, the whole 9 yards. All right, so we'll end this here. Let me go back over. Here's the link right here. Bradley, do you want to drop your link in for everybody?
Sure.
Copy that too. And any questions that you guys have, drop them in the chat. I'll go back through chat now and take a look and see if what I missed here.
And so what is the actual offer today?
All right, so here's the discount codes. The actual offer that we've got in here. So for the individual tools, we've dropped them down for the special, which once you click that link and you go into it, let's there we go. Let's put that in here. Let's say you go down here. We'll take a look at what you get. All right. So if you go for platinum, it is priced at $597 a month. That's everything. So with the platinum, you get my full mastermind, and that's not the price. If you use the discount code, it's $397 a month. Now I got to tell you, Bradley and I actually settled on $497 a month for you guys. I was going to drop it down $100 per month. Make it $497, and this was what we agreed upon. And then right before the webinar, it's like, Bradley, I actually did a lot lower than that. Is that okay? Never heard from Bradley, so I kept it at $397 a month. So
I would have said no, but it's too late. No, I'm kidding.
So it is a big discount, and that was something special that I offered my guys about 3 weeks ago. So that was a big discount on it. Dropped down to $397. I'm telling you, you're never going to see it that low again. And like I said, I've already told my members that the price went up to $597. So when I say this isn't some bullshit marketing that you get from guys a lot that will give you a scarcity tactic that literally will not be offered on anybody else's. I don't care who they are. I'm never doing $397 a month again. So within this, you get the 75 campaigns per program. You get 1,500 credits per month. You can run the tools and earn tools on it. You get every course I've ever created with the Platinum. And I've got to tell you, I came out with a new course recently, just about a week ago, and it's a Google News site build. So I basically show everything that I did on building my own custom Google News network. And I show you how to build the sites from absolutely nothing all the way to the end. How to automate, what plugins to get, how to set up the sites, the whole 9 yards. If you click on this, oops, let's log back in. That's what my mastermind login looks like. If we go down, click on start, I'll show you it's a lot of videos. It's about 4 hours worth. Cloning sites, editing, adding users, creating content, RSS, foobar, don't make my mistake, plugins, traffic, analytics. I mean, the whole 9 years, nine years, oh, 9 yards. Okay, not 9 years here. Final thoughts. I've got a lot of stuff in here. So I've got a lot of content, which is awesome. So you get every course I've ever created, any course I come out with. It's part of the membership. You get a weekly live mastermind, which is awesome. We've got a lot of SEOs in there, a lot of big SEOs, mind you, a lot of people. So live calls are Tuesday at 3 p.m. And basically I get up, I talk, I give, an overview of what's going on, updates, things like that. And then what we do is we go into something called the after party. I created this during the pandemic. And I wanted to create a place where people could come and unwind, with no pressure. So basically all recorders are turned off. You're not allowed to record during after party. We just ask that to be polite between all members. So anything that is shared, we hope no one records. That's the rules. And you can talk among the members for basically as long as you want about any topic that you'd like. And the after parties really spanned, a lot. A lot of people come to it. We end up having about 45 or 50 people that stay for the after party. They share tips, strategies, SEO, gold nuggets. It's an awesome, awesome event. It's really cool. Yes, all credits roll over for all the tools. And for Platinum, you tend to get, generosity from me on birthdays for members. We give reward points. Recently, Darko will probably tell you this. One of the Platinum members suckered me into giving 50,000 credits away. This was a couple of weeks ago, and I'm a sucker for it. So I fell for it, and I ended up giving this guy for his, it was his birthday. And I gave him 50,000 credits, and then I gave everybody else in the Platinum 50,000 credits across the board, whether they were at the mastermind or not. I just added it to the account. So I'll tell you this, no one in Platinum has ever purchased credits. Bradley, this is probably a terrible thing to say. For running a tool run on credits, I've never sold credits in my 5 years. People never buy credits because they get so many. Most of these guys that have been with me for years have 500,000 credits, 1 million credits. They've just accrued them from running the tools and from coming to the calls and getting, a Christmas, like I'll give a Christmas bonus of credits to everybody and, holiday bonuses, different things like that. So
yeah, I've got 484,000 in my account. So
are you serious? Jeez.
Yeah, but I was running the Hydra on 3 different PCs for months, man. I mean, even at times when I wasn't actually running any campaigns because I was using other tools, I still had the Hydras running on 3 PCs. So I just accrued a whole bunch. By the way, that brings up a question. Is the Hydra still something that people can run to earn extra credits, or is that completely deprecated? Okay.
Nope, absolutely is. In fact, we highly recommend it. The last mastermind, this is what the Hydra looks like, runs on PC only or parallels for Mac. And basically you just set up your application. It tells you how to set this up, how to add your Gmail accounts in here, go into your settings, whatever. So we highly recommend this. And during the last Platinum, Darko will probably tell you this. The guys were telling me, hey, you need to make it mandatory again, because, you know, the more people that run the tools, the more that helps everybody else. And I agree what they're saying. I understand the sentiment. It's something that we may go back to, but at the moment it's not a requirement, but you definitely earn lots of credits. You just set it up, it runs in the background. So I could do this like this. Okay, hit okay. All right, it's going to do a little pop, and then it's got the window down in here, and it's minimized. You never see it, you never hear it, you never see anything going on. It's just running right in the background, and that's it. So you could turn that off, go down and close that window out, and then we're just not going to, you know, it's not going to be in our face. And that's what the Hydra looks like. Now the Kraken's totally different. It does not run on any installed tools. It's running only on my mobile network, which is a lot. We have a lot of people within the mobile network, a lot of IP addresses. They're all USA based, but don't get discouraged if you're overseas. Our network is not ranked by IP address. This is a common myth.
Yeah.
That people have. And this is something I see all the time. I just had a guy over in Switzerland that bought the Viper, and he was really quite pissed, to be perfectly honest with you, with support. And he was very angry. He's like, you know, I bought this and it's been 2 days and all my IP addresses are USA and I need the rank over here in my country. I was like, you'll rank perfectly fine in your country. I have a lot of people from Switzerland. We do have a lot of Viper members over there. And I think one of them is in here, actually, Elias. If Elias is the same guy that I'm thinking about, I think Elias is a Sweden or Switzerland. I'm not too sure if that's the same Elias or not. But if it is, he's over in that neck of the woods, and it ranks. It works because you're not ranked upon IP address. You're ranked upon geolocation.
Yes.
You know, and that's
because of
myth.
that. Yeah. And that's because of mobile phones, guys. Like, you know, IPs, your mobile IP could be, you know, dozens, even hundreds of miles away, but it's where you're geolocated. Like, it's where your browser is geolocated. So the idea of like having IPs that are in close proximity to where you want something to be searched, that doesn't matter. What matters is the browser's geolocation.
Exactly. Yeah. Browser's geolocation, and it absolutely slams it. So yep. Outside the Kraken here, if you get the GMB Viper, it works phenomenally. You know, if you want to run this, you get 10 campaigns. Same thing for the Google Traffic Viper, the Combo Viper, 147 a month. You know, it works great. These are great tools. The Viper
I see a question from Delroy that I want to address. Sure. He's asking about can you use other tools, other CTR tools as well, or is this all that you need? And here's the thing, guys. If you got other tools or services that you want to use, by all means, you're free to use them. Just keep in mind the overall volume of that you're sending. You got to consider all that. You don't want to take the 10 to 15% of whatever the search volume is of the keywords that you're targeting, which I got a comment about that as well. And duplicate that across 3 different tools, because now you're talking about 30 to 45% as opposed to 10 to 15. You understand? If you duplicate it across multiple tools and services, then you're just you're increasing the volume of clicks. And here's the thing, guys. There's 2 things I want to say about this. Number one is most people, and I've been doing CTR stuff since 2011. I'm not kidding. Back then, we used to have to hire microtask workers to do it, but now we have apps and things like what Michael's developed. But in all these years that I've been doing CTRify, I hear the same thing over and over and over again, which is people come in and they immediately jump to, well, here's my search volume for the keywords that I want to rank for. How many search and clicks should I set up? Nobody ever talks about brand signals, guys. It's absolutely critical. The most important signal that you can send are branded search and clicks and referral clicks from social media properties and tier 1 links. Those are way over and above, in my opinion, should be prioritized keyword search and clicks, because keyword search and clicks should come after you've already kind of established and strengthened the brand. Does that make sense? And you can do that. You can help to establish the entity and strengthen the brand through branded search and clicks, which are called navigational search queries. And there's a whole bunch of different types of navigational search queries that you can actually apply to these campaigns. And also referral traffic. Like I said, getting clicks from social media profiles to your money site, getting clicks from tier 1 links to your money site and to your Google assets. All of those are going to be the types of campaigns that you should set up before you start really hammering away at keywords. You should bring in keywords after you start generating brand and referral traffic signals, if that makes sense, because your entire project will start to respond better if you strengthen the entity first. Do you understand that? That should always be the priority. And here's the thing, guys, you always got to think about, how do you produce signals naturally, right? We're spamming signals, guys. You understand? We're spamming signals, but you want to do it in a way that seems natural, that could be believable. And if you have a brand or an entity that is very weak, that hasn't really made a name for itself in its own local area, and I'm going to talk about local only because that's pretty much all I do. But let's say you have a brand, a project that the brand itself has not really been established well. There's not a lot of exposure and a lot of awareness of that brand. Well, then why would you come in and hammer away with search and click signals when it's ranked on page 2 of maps? When the brand, you know what I mean? Like the point that I'm trying to make is, that's a very unnatural signal to send a bunch of search and clicks for keywords to a property that is not well known, right? Do you understand? It makes more sense to strengthen the entity first, increase navigational and branded search queries, so that you're sending signals to Google like, hey, maybe they're doing some offline marketing. Maybe they're doing some direct mail or some radio or some newspaper or some print ads or something like that. And people are going to Google and searching for the company name and then clicking through because they were exposed to the company name from external or offline marketing channels. Do you understand? Like, that is a much more natural way to do it, is you send brand signals first, and then you start to bring in the keyword signals, because you're telling Google, hey, wait a minute, this brand is being searched for by people in its local area because of whatever. They could be doing, they could have sponsored a little league team, or, you know, whatever. There's all different kinds of reasons why people would be going and doing a branded search and click, but that's a good signal to send first. And then after you establish consistent navigational and brand type of search queries, then you start to bring in keyword search and clicks. Do you understand? And you can use different services, guys, but you got to keep in mind your overall kind of like cumulative signals that you're sending, and make sure that you're not going over and above. You want to do things as naturally as possible. That is absolutely critical. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Totally agree. And that's the big thing, is consistency and natural order of things. That's what you want to be. And yes, Danielle, we actually talked about that, Bradley. How long do you want to keep this up?
About a week, I guess, is normal.
About a week. Okay.
Usual.
All right.
Yep.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're not going to do the you have 1 hour to purchase before we close it down thing that you get a lot of these calls. People are panicking. So definitely not.
Yeah, and it's interesting, guys, because, you know, we have Local Fury, which is part of Semantic Mastery. Like, you know, we partner with somebody and we send maps engagement signals, and it's purely a maps-based system. And it's some CTR, but there's other stuff that we do too. And so people, you know, they ask me about, you know, for I'm doing audits now for Local Fury, and I require that. So people that come into Local Fury, I audit their projects that they want to submit. And I tell them, like, I do a full 18-point checklist now of every single, like, all these different components, starting with, is the entity established and recognized by Google? Number one. That's always number one. Then number 2 is on-page factors. Number 3 is Google business factors. Number 4 is links. So essentially those are like when I say Google business, when I say on-page, there's really on-page the website and an on-page Google business. And then there's also off-page signals, which are backlinks and citations and in my mind, kind of reviews and all of that. And then signals, right, that we can send. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, people come in and they want to, like, they think that by just throwing signals at a poorly optimized project is going to help it to rank. No, it's, you know, you can throw all the backlinks at a poorly optimized project, or all the signals that you want at a poorly optimized project, and it's likely not going to respond, because you have other issues that need to be resolved first. Again, entity establishment is number 1. That always has to, for local projects, should always be done number 1. Like, if your entity is not established and recognized by Google, then you've got other problems that all the signals and the backlinks in the world aren't going to help. So the point that I'm trying to make is, you know, applying signals should be like icing on the cake. Like, it should be one of the things that you do once you have all of your other kind of components in place. Does that make sense? So that means, again, establishing an entity. Number two is on page, both website and Google business stuff, then off page, your links and everything else. And then you push signals at it, but do it in a logical way that makes sense, that looks natural, appears natural, starting with brand signals and then working your way up to keywords. If you do it in that order, guys, you will see results, period. Does that make sense? But you can't expect Viper Tools to be a magic bullet or a magic pill, right? You just, I'm going to get Viper Tools and I'm not going to do any more SEO work anymore. No, that's not how it works, man.
Isn't that the truth? And that's something common that I see a lot, is people are looking for, you know, a simple solution. They want to get into where, okay, hey, haven't done anything, but, you know, if I use this tool, it's my easy button from Staples. And they just want to punch it and they want to get instant rankings, you know?
Yeah. And then they tell you that your tool doesn't work when they just try that and it doesn't do anything for them. You know?
Man, I've seen it all, Bradley. I have definitely seen it all. Absolutely.
Yeah. Delroy says brand signals route you mentioned should be the same for the website and the GMB, correct? Well, there are some nuanced differences, guys. Use Search Console to find the search queries that Google is already exposing your website for in organic search. Okay. And then use Google Business Insights search query report for the queries that you should be applying through Maps. Do you understand the difference? Search Console is organic. Google Business Insights is Maps. So you want to extract the search queries that your business is already getting exposure for, and those are the keywords you manipulate. You don't pull keywords out of the air that you want to rank for and start slamming it with CTR signals, guys, because if you've never had exposure for that keyword, or you get very, very little exposure for that keyword, and then all of a sudden you hit it with a bunch of volume for search and clicks, you think Google's going to count any of that? Or do you think it could potentially be a negative ranking signal? Think about it. So that's why I'm saying, guys, start with branded searches, period. End of story, full stop. And what happens is, and I've experienced this through Local Fury over and over and over again, when we start sending branded, and that's Maps thing. So when we start sending branded and navigational search queries to Google Maps, and we pay attention, we monitor insights, something interesting happens. After a certain amount of time or threshold is reached, and I don't know what that is, it varies, but all of a sudden the Google Business Insights report will start showing keywords appearing that it wasn't appearing for before, because Google is promoting and giving that Google business profile more exposure because of the branded search queries. Do you understand? It's really interesting. We send navigational traffic to the Google business profile, and all of a sudden in Insights, it will start getting more exposure for keyword search queries. And it's really interesting. And when we see those, then we start to pull those out and work those into the CTR, into the service. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you do it logically like that, that's how you're going to start to get results. Remember, Google's getting smarter too. 5 years ago, guys, we could spam CTR signals and just crush it. But now Google's algorithm is learning how to fight or ignore spammed CT signals or click-through rate signals, which is what they have to evolve because of all of us SEOs out there that, you know, the cat and mouse game that we play. Google gets smarter too. So if you think you're going to be smart and just hammer away at keyword signals, you're wrong. You're mistaken.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yep.
Awesome.
All right. Delroy, purchased platinum, but I didn't get access. Email support here, Delroy. So I'm gonna give you the support email address. Go to go right there and email in your receipt, and my team will get right to you. If they don't get to you within an hour, send me a message on Facebook and I'll get your support set up.
Yeah. Right on, guys. Well, I don't see any
Cool.
other questions coming in. So,
all right. Awesome, Bradley. Thank you for having me.
I see one in the Q&A box. Do you see the Q&A box?
Oh, I totally missed that. Let me go over there. Yeah, I see this. Okay. All right. Marty, all the prices are $100 higher when you click through the exception of platinum with no discount code. No, it's all in the checkout. So on the checkout page, there's a little discount code, little area. It says discount code. Pop that code in, and it'll drop it by 100. except for platinum, and that drops at 200.
There you go.
Yeah. Bradley always brings the goods. He does indeed. Yeah, and
Thanks,
if you haven't gotten Bradley's links, which I hope hopefully everybody has, here's a plug. Go get them. They're awesome.
Yeah, man. And that's, I mean, again, topical relevance, and that's part of it. There's geo relevance. There's a number of things, and I'll be in about a month, I've got a solution I should have a solution for geographically relevant links. Right now I've been focused on topically relevant links, but I think I found a method for producing geographically relevant links too. I've just got to see if it's scalable. So if it is, that'll be something else I'll provide. But yeah, I mean, guys, really, there really is 4 components to ranking locally, guys: entity, on page, off page, signals. You understand? It's those 4 components. So you can't just, all 4 of those really need to be satisfied in order for you to achieve results, right? You can omit any one of them and still be able to receive results, except for number 1, which is establishing the entity. That has to be, that's a given. That's a must, a prerequisite. Okay. But as long as you have that, you can take 2 of the other signals and generally with like brute force, you can get results. But if you kind of optimize for all 4, you're going to get results. It's just, it's inevitable. It's just a matter of time and consistency. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's really not that difficult if you can do all 4 of those and you do it properly. We're in semantic web, guys, right? It's about entity-based SEO. And trying to do things naturally, or without sending too many spam signals. Google's algorithm has gotten really good at being able to detect that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just be careful.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Awesome. Awesome.
Okay, guys. I don't see anybody else, so
nope.
I think we're good to go.
They're pretty quiet.
Yeah, well, like I said, this was a kind of an impromptu webinar that we scheduled, so we didn't promote it as much as we normally do, but the replay we will. So
awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Bradley. Thank you guys so much for coming in here today.
And last thing, guys, those of you that purchased, if you're in our mastermind, I'll be doing some training in there about it. If you're not, just contact support@semanticmastery.com. Again, support@semanticmastery.com. And when I do the training on how I set up referral traffic campaigns, I'll make sure that you guys that purchase through us will get a copy of that too. Okay.
Awesome. Sounds great, Bradley. Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Michael. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Bradley. Cheers.